Hey guys, it's Natasha here, and honestly, this is not how I wanted the first episode of this series to go. I wanted to come in with a clear idea of my goals, the purpose of this channel, the meaning behind this vlog. I wanted to have clarity, but to be honest, I don't have that. I'm struggling with a few things. I want to share with you the journey that I'm having as I find myself, as I live my purpose, as I step out of my boundaries, my comfort zone, and I get to know the world in a way that's much more powerful and meaningful. And there are moments where I catch myself just holding back or retreating because it's too hard, where I listen to the fear, but I know that there's much more. So I want to share with you this whole journey as I do that for myself, as I build my business, as I travel later this year with my husband. There's just so much going on in my life, and there is so much that I wish to share with you, but I just can't put into the words right now what we're collectively doing here, right? Like, what is the purpose of this channel? And I've been struggling, I've been sitting with myself. And the thing is that I don't know. I don't like to not know. So this is hard for me right now. And I honestly wish that I could make this video knowing exactly what it is that I want to do and trying to show you that I can achieve what I want in my life, but it's still a bit fuzzy, so I can't do that. And at the same time, I just realized how magical this all is, because 2 nights ago I've had trouble sleeping, falling asleep for the last 2 nights. I don't know if it's because I drank too much green tea, but that never really happens to me. I sleep like a log, and it's ridiculous to the point where actually, like, my husband can kiss me in the middle of the night and I will not know it. Or he can leave the room and maybe he can't fall asleep and he leaves the room, but I won't even notice. So anyways, usually I'm a really deep sleeper, but for the last 2 nights I haven't been able to sleep straight away, because that's what I do. I hit the pillow and then I'm gone. But for the last 2 nights I haven't been able to fall asleep. And I remember 2 nights ago I just said to the universe, not that I'm in like a place of despair or anything, but I was like, please universe, show me what I have to do here, show me the way, and I'm your servant, so just give me what it is that I need to do and I'll do it. And honestly, yesterday I listened to the podcast, The Social Media Examiner, and the guy was talking about how he was documenting his journey on YouTube, and he based it on the reality shows that he has watched, that he knows, and that's how he's gonna create that. So it made me realize that there's something really magical behind people coming together for a cause, or coming together to support you, to see you grow, to see you fail, because that's always fun to watch, but watch you make mistakes, but watch you get back up on your feet and then reach your goal. Even if you don't reach it, people are there rooting for you. They want to see you make it happen. And I personally believe there's so much value in sharing that whole process. And every day I do have struggles, I do have difficulties, and this time I just want to share it with you and also execute, because in front of you I can't back down. I can't say certain things and then not execute it on it. And there are so many ideas in my head. I want to write a book. I want to reach even more people through my thriving business. There's just so many aspects of me that I know can come into full fruition, and sometimes it's hard for me, and sometimes it's hard for me to do those scary things. So although it's not scary to talk to you right now, I know that as I share what's going on in my business life, in my life, there's going to be moments where I share with you what I'm thinking, and then I'll just realize that instead of complaining about it to you, it just makes more sense to do something about it, to execute it instead. So I just wanted to come to you today and just tell you how it's not easy. It's not easy to come on here and say that I want to start this video series, but I still don't know why. Essentially, that's it. And I'm gonna be okay with that. So I recorded a video anyway, and I'm proud of that. Yes. So funny enough, this is something that my clients also struggle with. I had a client call this morning, and this very client had the same issue of procrastinating, of knowing what she needs to do, but not doing it because it feels so scary. She's dreading it. And I know that there have been so many times in my life where I just dread something, I put it off, and I never do it. I don't do it. So I want to be accountable. I want to be showing you that I have these struggles. I have great ideas. I want to impact the world in a really big way, but that requires action. And I'm willing to take the leap and show you the process and go for it. So that's it for today. I'm gonna write one article a day on Medium and share with the world what I know, what I've been through, and maybe I'll hop on afterwards to share with you what I write. So yes, it's hard, it's difficult to not know, but that doesn't mean that I can't take action. So if that means anything to you, or if you can relate to this, I think we should start a conversation. Just write down below what you know you have to do, you should do, how you're feeling, because I'm insecure right now. I'm not confident. I don't feel content, right? As a perfectionist, I do not feel content with the fact that I don't know why the heck I'm doing this, or the clarity, or the reason, or the vision. I don't have that, but I still did it. So what is it that you know you should do? Something maybe you don't want to right now. How you feel about that, just like I shared with you just now. And write to me below and share with everybody within this community. Are you actually gonna do it? Because how I feel right now, it didn't stop me from making this and starting this project. So it shouldn't stop you either. So let us know below if you actually do choose to make the leap. And then we're all here for you. We're all here for one another, and I'm gonna root you on too.
Hey, so I'm on my way to get some eggs. It's just the path I take. There's some sweet little farms behind me. A really classic Swiss kind of scenery. So what I do usually is just take about a 20-minute walk. No, actually, it's like more like 40 minutes. And even though this is Zurich, it's quite rural because I do live in the suburbs of Zurich. But anyways, like I told you earlier, I was writing a post for Thrive or Medium, Thrive Global for Medium, and I'm writing about procrastination because that was the exact thing that we talked about, right? How I had trouble starting this series because I don't know what to do. I don't know what it's for. I felt like I didn't have a lot of answers lined up for me to take action. So I thought about it and I decided to write an article about the 3 myths that we believe, which actually keeps procrastination in place. So I'm just going to share them briefly with you. The first one is that we don't think it's time. We don't think it's time because we don't feel ready. We feel like something's missing. And this is probably something to do with the perfectionism within us, or the part of us that is really afraid of screwing up. So I know that one. And that's one myth that we actually believe. We believe that we're not ready, whatever that means. I don't think Elon Musk was ready when he launched the rocket. I think many people were not ready when they took the leap. And I think there are really great things we can do, actions we can take, decisions we can make, even though we're not 100% ready. I think very few people are actually ready, whatever that means. And then the second point, or the second myth that I thought about procrastination is the emotions along with it. At least for me, procrastination has a lot to do with that feeling within me, that resistance, trying to avoid something. It's not very comfortable, trying to distract myself from it. And I oftentimes interpret those emotions or feelings as something, thinking that it actually means something about my life, or that it could impact the outcome. But I guess at this point I don't care because I'm making this video, and just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean that it's going to turn out the way you feel about it. I know there's been a number of times in my life where I did something even though I didn't feel all that good about it, but I still did it and it turned out fine. So our emotions don't always tell us or predict or project for us what's going to happen in the future, and I think that's a power that we give to our emotions, and that's based on nothing but a myth, right? So the third myth about procrastination, which keeps it all in place, is that we believe the first two myths. We believe that we're not ready, we're waiting for whatever, and then the right information, whatever. And then the second thing is we believe that our feelings, that resistance, that scary feeling, it's actually telling us about something. And it's only in believing in these two things that we actually then stop, and we just stop doing. Here's some, I think they're pear. I think they're apple trees because we can get lots of apples from this farm. But the third myth is really crucial because we believe the two, and it's in believing in it that we then stop doing it. I'm guilty myself, so I'm not a saint telling you what to do, but those are the three myths. So anyways, that's the article I'm writing about procrastination on Thrive Global. And then here's the farm. I gotta go buy my eggs now, so I'll be right back. Okay, egg mission done. My husband was nice enough to point out to me that the third one was actually not a myth. I don't know because I think it is, because we believe that those things, thinking that we're not ready and thinking that our emotions have an influence on our future, we believe that to be true, and I think it's something that's really real, changing our behavior and impacting whether we actually do the things that we want to do in life, whether we put it into action or not. And to me, the third one, it really impacts me. That's the one, when I believe the first two myths, then then I just am stuck. I don't let myself move forward. So that is the insight for today. Smells like cow poo. I'm gonna head up to the forest now. I'm gonna check if there's any bärlauch in the forest. So that's wild garlic. Really yummy. Really, really nice to harvest and then make pesto out of it. Except that my husband last year when we made it and we spent like hours squatting down in the forest trying to get lots of bärlauch. My goodness, he was licking the spoon. He's looking at me really, really awkwardly right now, but I can't even show you him in the video. I don't have his consent. But anyways, last year, my goodness, he licked the spoon while making the pesto, and I didn't catch him. I would have caught him and like spanked him with the spoon, but he didn't. I didn't catch that, so he ended up licking the spoon, putting it back in. So it added lots of culture that wasn't really necessary. And in the end, I found my fridge bubbling over with, well, it's quite stinky because it tastes like garlic, but lots of stinky bärlauch pesto, wild garlic pesto, just fuming from the jars because there was so much culture. It was literally bubbling up and the liquid was pouring out, and for the longest time I didn't know why. So the cleaning lady would come once a week and we would both just like wipe the jars and be like, why is it coming up and like leaking from the jars? And then it was when we started eating more of it that we realized it's gone bad, and I needed to piece it all together and then get angry at my husband. But that was last year. I think we both learned a lesson not to lick anything while cooking, even though we sometimes do. We try not to when guests are over. but that's what I'm gonna do now. Wish me luck. Hope I can find some good pesto. Bärlauch for pesto. Found it. So this is the bärlauch that I was talking about, and they're still a bit young, so I don't know if we're gonna harvest them today. But next time, look at that. That's all bärlauch. Oh yeah. I'm supposed to go, but I want a piece of cake first. I'm so screwed.